Oh, trans women are women.
So that's everyone's position? I go by the pronoun hottest man alive. And I also co-identify under the pronoun as jumping off the San Francisco Bridge and being the mermaid that I wish to be. Now, if you are offended by my pronoun or my identity, that is extremely mermaid phobic, also hottest man alive phobic. So I just want to start that out. And if you guys have any opposition to my gender identity, then we can absolutely have a conversation on that. And if trans women were women from the start, we wouldn't even be having to redefine them. So if we were saying that trans women are women, we wouldn't even be asking the question in the first place. If women are women, then you'll say women are women. And if men are men, then you'll say men are men from the start. So with that being said, I'll open it up to dialogue.
So Gabe, how old are you?
It depends on, however I choose to identify how old I am. So are you asking my biological age or are you asking how I identify?
Sure. What's your biological age?
Well, first, I just want to say it's slightly offensive that you asked my biology instead of how
I want to know both.
But what's your biological age?
Okay, my biological age is 22 years old.
So your brain isn't fully developed, right?
So you're making an assumption about who I am based off of the biology that I am.
No, I just thought you were 18.
We could go down the biology road. I'm not scared to go down that road.
It was at this moment that I knew all the tables were about to flip.
I'm just making a factual sentence.
And you want to come into the live and have an open discussion and use discernment, right? And use maturity. You say you're 22. It shows. You're very immature. You're not here to have a discussion to learn anything. You're here to troll. It's obvious and it's cute.
Actually, it's not.
My statement that I said is that if trans women were
without semantics and without word games, be mature and use an educated mind.
Trans women are not women. And men are men and women are women. And if anyone wants to identify under any type of identity, they can definitely feel free to do so. I will not be obligated to change who I am and my identity either at the same type of place. And in fact, we have definitions of words.
All right, well, pause. All right, you said a lot there. Pause. All right, we'll address what you said. You don't have to believe what you don't want to believe or view anyone in the way that you don't want to. I've said this many times before, and I'll say this again. Who I am as a person and each trans person as a person is more powerful in their own reality and existence than your words, opinions, and the way you view them can ever be. No way that you view them can ever change who they really are. You can call them a man all day, but at the end of the day, they'll still be internalized as one opinion is powerless.
So if I identify as the mermaid that wants to jump into the San Francisco Ocean, according to your own logic, according to
I don't have to play into it, but you are a mermaid.
Okay, so I'm a mermaid.
The question is not about identification. We're talking about trans women. Right. And the question, what you're trying to answer is it's a different question. You're talking about identity. We're not talking about identity here.
You can identify how you want. I would suggest that if you're having an issue with identity, therapy is the first option for you.
So what is the logic behind saying that trans women are women?
Because they are.
Okay, so if I want to say that mermaids are women, then mermaids are women. Is that correct?
That's on you.
With that logic, if I want to say that I identify
why do you need to use this current logic that you're using to decipher something that many medical professionals, many educated minds have done plenty of research on?
As I use their own logic, they want to accuse me of making it up.
And if we want to get into medical professionals, I would actually love to do that. Of which medical professionals have diagnosed that roughly more than 40% of the LGBTQ community has struggled with thoughts of suicide.
Calm down.
Okay.
Are you part of the LGBTQ community?
Am I allowed to say a statement, or are we going to interrupt each other? If trans women are women, why are we even saying? Then why can't I say mermaid are women? Why can't I say
because
that I feel like why can't I redefine every singular word based off of how I feel? Are words supposed to be definitions that are based on objective truth, or are they subjective to my feelings?
There's going to be a time, I would say maybe 10, 15, 20 years, where we're not going to have to use trans and cis. We're not going to have to use that.
That's what it's
trans women, socially, we're going to accept trans women as women. The reason why we use it now is because individuals like you there's like a higher order cognition that's missing. So we have to use these words for you to understand that biology is not what you learned in 4th grade to be, right? So when you were taught that a woman has a vagina, a man has a penis, the XY, you were in 4th or 5th grade, right? So they were going to go into the nuance of what gender is. Biology is right? So trans women are an anomaly to nature, right? So most people can be classified as being men. Most people can be classified as being women, but anomalies happen.
Under that way of thinking, then I can say that me saying that I identify as a 40-year-old and you not understanding that I'm a 22-year-old, but really I'm a 40-year-old, then in the future I can just say, well, I won't even have to tell you that I am biologically a 22-year-old because I feel
would
like
say that you might be mentally ill.
This is what I mean by that. You're
So
missing.
you're now accusing my gender ideology as being mentally ill.
Hold up. You're using skewed, faceless, performative descriptions of a war ideology in order to try to what?
I'm using your logic. Your
It's not
logic
normal.
says that gender is whatever you feel.
Therapists, psychologists say it's not normal for you to
Gender-
identify as an inanimate object or something that doesn't exist.
Do you know what psychologists said 50 years ago to someone that said if a man said that they were a woman, they would look at them and they would say that's not normal. The same argument that you're using now is the same argument they used 50 years ago. Now, what do you say about that argument?
What does it matter to you? You're not the one.
The reason why psychologists we're saying that at that time is because the science in biology was limited back then, right? So even biological science has grown, right? So now psychologists have updated the way that we discuss these things. And I say we because I'm a therapist. I know exactly what the psychological ideas are. I know exactly what the biological conversation is. 50 years ago, we didn't. We didn't. We really didn't. We knew some things, but now we know with advancement of technology and all of that. It's different.
Our biology hasn't changed at all in the past 50 years. The one thing that has changed is the culture and society and that's why we have the highest it's ever been.